Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me for this session of True North. And remember that our purpose here is to help you increase your promotional impact for chiropractic, to help you increase your revenue, to increase your retention with patients, and to increase your chiropractic influence in your community. And we do that by answering questions. Today we've got a question in from Dr. Brian from California. He says, Coach, I know you've mastered the art of daily tic. I'm really hit and miss with this, but I want to be great. Where do I start? Well, as with every question that we bring in, there's going to be three keys. The first is something that I did in my own practice many years ago and have taught thousands of chiropractors to do since then. I simply took a cup and a couple hundred pennies and I put it near my adjusting table. And all I did was remind myself to put a penny in the cup during the day for every time I talked chiropractic to a patient. And at the end of the day, that particular day, I'd adjusted 85 or 86 people early in my practice, and I thought, oh, I for sure talked to everybody. When I went back and looked at the cup, there were about 15, 16 pennies in there, and I realized I hadn't committed to talking chiropractic with everyone. And so what I'm going to suggest to you is this. When you get into your adjusting area, make it sacred. When you get into your adjusting area with your adjusting table, focus on what it is that you want to say and make sure to say it. For me, it was literally redefining what an adjustment is. For me, an adjustment, the new definition, was applying specific chiropractic forces while telling a chiropractic story. And so if I didn't impart a story, a message, if there wasn't anything that the patient could learn or grow from, then it really wasn't an adjustment. Maybe that's what you need to do. The second thing is to understand that you can't remember everything that's going on inside your practice. That's called memory management. You don't want to do that. So my suggestion, as I did in my practice, was to create a testimonial log. It's simple, just a sheet of paper, front and back, behind plastic. And what I would like you to do is write down the names of your patients and maybe just a few words of abbreviation of the greatest miracles, the greatest breakthroughs, the greatest healings that have happened in your practice, small, medium, and large, so that you could look through these every single day and ask yourself, which one or two of these am I going to talk about today? Do you know when you decide what you want to talk about before you even open your doors to serve, it's amazing what comes out of you. It's amazing the power that you have and the influence that you have with other people. Do you have a testimonial log? Are you looking at that before you begin your adjusting? And are you committed to telling at least 1 to 2 stories? And what I mean by that is the same story is something that you're going to tell 5, 6, 7, 10 people throughout that day. So get your testimonial log in place. And finally, I really believe that writing down what you think are the 7 keys, core beliefs, principles that you really think every patient should know, regardless of what kind of physical condition they have, they should know this. Like the power that made the body heals the body from above down, inside out. Well, that might just be one of the 7. Now what I want you to do is think of at least 7 different ways, up to 12 different ways to say the same thing. Like, for example, Steve, the power that made the body heals the body from above down, inside out. Maybe a week later, Steve, I want to remind you that God hardwired that human healing current inside your nerve system so that it could heal virtually every cell and tissue in your body. We just need to make sure that it's got no interference. How many different ways can you say that? See, that's called 360-degree teaching. You take one principle and find out how many different ways can I say it until the patient can say it back to you. And so what we realize is that the way in which you get great at tic, number 1, do it to everybody. Get used to the pennies in the cup. Number 2, is to make sure that you're thinking about a testimonial log so that no matter what you're teaching during the day, you're going to tell stories of miracles every single day. And number 3, make sure that you know exactly how to say every one of the 7 core principles at least 7 times. If you're doing that with your patients, you're going to explode in your own excitement about your tic and their benefit from it. Until next time, practice with passion. God bless.